Hello, I'm ToycatA, and you literally won't believe this seed unless you see me type in these digits, press create new world, and then see exactly what happens, because here's the deal. Lots of seeds claim to have a amethyst geode at spawn, but in reality you have to walk some blocks or you have to dig some blocks. But today on Seed Sunday, I wanted to show you a particularly interesting seed, not just for the spawn point, which is already fascinating. Spawning in a ravine is weird. Having a amethyst geode spawn in the ravine is weird. You spawning on top of that is so much weirder than both those things combined, but it's just the tip of the iceberg of what you get with this seed, because of course you spawn with some glow lich ends nearby. Sure, that's really delightful. Sure, you'll spawn with some other ores that you can immediately mine if you want to, and even if you jump to the very bottom of this ravine, which you can do because there's water here, you'll find immediately deep slate and gold and tough and, you know, all of the new things that you'd want, as well as this direct access to a cave should you want it. But you'll also find that if you just go up, you'll have access to some copper and some wood and some... Wait a minute, actually, wait, what do you mean if you just go up? When you spawn on this seed, funnily enough, this is the crazy thing. Also, there's a tiny dripstone cave over here. It's literally 2 dripstone blocks. That is it. That is the entire biome. But when you spawn on this seed, get this, you have no way of getting up there. Every Minecraft seed will spawn you within some way of getting some wood. On this seed, the only way, if you want to do that, is you either head down to some dirt and you stack yourself up after doing that, or you can head up, break some blocks until you get to over here, and then you break enough dirt to get yourself out of this. This is an insane situation to end up trapped in, but it's what you can do with this seed. It seems like a blessing of a seed, but it's actually a really, really challenging seed at first. But fortunately, the rewards are really great, because now once you've done that, every single person that spawns in your world spawns in the same situation as you, and that way they can't grief your world so easily without breaking a whole ton of blocks and getting themselves out that way. And then also you get the rewards of having, there's a forest up here of course, but there's also a ruin portal this close to spawn. For real, you can end up with a flint and steel and some gold nuggets and even a gold shovel with unbreaking and efficiency before you end up with a single block of wood should you really want to. And that is the insanity of this seed that gets even crazier when you look into it, because this is one of Minecraft's deepest ravines. Sure, it goes 70 blocks down. Just to show you what that looks like, it's a lot of blocks. It's a mini dropper map being made for you right there. But it's far from the only thing this seed offers, because if you just head to the north and you go through this admittedly very big swamp, seriously, look at the size of this swamp. I would even argue the swamp is almost like a downside. Once you cross it, you'll find this lovely plains biome, which I think is perfect for settling down and making a house on. You might say, well, why is that? I'm not seeing, you know, what's so amazing here. There's just a hole and there's some not perfectly flat ground. So plains biomes have some of the flattest ground in Minecraft. If you want to build a house, you want to build anything, this is the place to do so. And then right in the middle of this, again, it's almost perfect when you look at this hole and you see it compared to the landmass around it. There is a cave basically pre-built that'll allow you to go down and get yourself copper, iron, and all the other things that of course you want, because it's the 1.17 cave update. Well, it's the cave update minus the caves. But you get the point that it's the brand new update of caves, so of course you want that. And even better, if you go to the north here, you'll find that this plains biome extends even further. So if you want another area to build a second settlement, or you want to build like a little city, this is great for that. But also, if you just go to the east of this, so again, kind of close to both of these big plains biomes, you'll find in the ocean, almost directly next to the shore, there is this, a sunken ship. That's right, you can get yourself access to not only a treasure map, but also a fair amount of loot. This loot will vary depending on platform to platform. So obviously this is a Minecraft Bedrock seed. If you play on Windows 10, you get a bunch of you know, loot and stuff like that. In terms of, you know, do you want me to show you what happens if you play on Windows 10 or Xbox? You get this. So many emeralds, so many iron, and even some lapis. Wow, if I had so many emeralds, do you know what I would do with those emeralds? I would go to a village. Well, it's a good thing you mentioned that. Me right now, because if you follow this delightful plains biome, seriously, look how much flat ground there is. With very little effort with your golden shovel, you can make this a perfectly flat land should you want it. But just north of here, you'll find this little thing. It is, I guess, a rather big thing. It's a village, it's fun, it's delightful, but this isn't the village and pillage update, it's the cave update. Give me caves, ToycatA, I hear you yelling. And because it's the cave update, below this village, do you know what you're gonna find? You're gonna find yourself a delightful cave. If you dig yourself down just 25 blocks or so, you'll end up in an abandoned mineshaft. Wow, abandoned mineshafts sure are cool. I agree. And in the abandoned mineshaft, you can of course find a ton of chests. What are inside these chests, I hear you asking? Did you know, by the way, that abandoned mineshafts actually change every time you load up the seed? When I loaded up the seed earlier, this exact same tunnel at these exact same coordinates had a chest over here, or a minecart with chest over here, and then down here it had a minecart with chest There seems to be mostly in the wall, and then there's another minecart chest, and there's another minecart chest. Basically, these things are randomized, but if you look around an entire mine shaft, and good news, you have one right here, you can find yourself not just a ton of ores and copper included, but you can find yourself the glowberries that we all need to make civilization. Because glowberries are a really useful item. They have so many grand uses that I'm going to explain in this video. Oh, it looks like we had to cut me off speaking about all the features. It lasted many, many minutes, but you know what? This is Seed Sunday. You need to know about what's going on with the seed. So allow me to show you something pretty cool. If you make a portal at this village, because this is a nice place to settle down, build a house, raise the kids, whatever. And if you do go through a nether portal at this point, which is where you would logically put a portal, you'll spawn inside one of these, which is, as you can see, kind of a weird nethery cave. So caves like this exist on Java, but they don't exist in biomed ways. So if you're playing Bedrock, you want to take advantage of that. Here is a biome-filled cave. And you know what? You might be saying to yourself, wow, you found yourself some weeping vines. These seem suspiciously like glowberries, but without all of the glowing and whatnot. And yes, you'd be correct if you said they seem suspiciously like glowberries, but you know what? It's really fun because these ones are naturally spawning, which, you can't find that with glowberries. So yeah, as you can see, it's a very, very fun little cave that you can follow if you want to. Or more realistically, what you want to do, this is insane, but it's, again, it's a great place for you to potentially come up with a big project. The nether is actually below you. I know this seems a little insane, but for real, just dig down straight from here and you'll end up above your nether. That is a really interesting spawn point for a portal, right? Also, the lava, a little bit terrifying to see that leaking out there. But you can see that you'll spawn right here, and so you can use that to your advantage, maybe use some slime blocks, something. I think in the nether, it's always better to be higher up than lower down. So again, pretty cool when a nether spawn forces you out like that. Maybe just me that likes that. I don't know, I definitely do like it though. Also, it's a crimson forest. It's a beautiful biome, even without the night vision making it really, really red. So other things you want to know about this seed, besides the fact that, wow, look at this plains biome that also extends to the north. This one's messy, requires a lot more work, so it's there if you need it. Every single time you make a world and you make a build, you want to make something next to that build to be your chest room or your enchanting room or whatever. So it's always nice to have extra space, I tend to find. But you know what else is nice? If you go back to this original plains biome that I recommend you start a house on, because look at this. It's just too perfect. Such a perfectly centered mine that could go underneath your house. Seriously, I'd build my house over that and then have a, you could sneakily turn that into the entrance of the mine and people would be like, wow, look how impressive your mine building skills are. I'm just saying, pro tip, take credit for Minecraft's terrain generation, pretend it's all you. A plan that literally can't backfire. Just like it can't backfire that if you dig down, just down from underneath here, what you'll find yourself is something special. Apparently copper ore, apparently more copper ore, and apparently, not even apparently for this one, you'll find yourself a amethyst geode. These are of course very nice to find. Look at this, it's one that's almost completely encased. It's actually like a full half one, but it's not just one amethyst geode. No, I don't get out of bed for one amethyst geode. So instead what it is if you go this way of the cave, and then you go this way a little bit, something you'll start to find, interestingly to me, it's a little bit above your existing one, but there is a second amethyst geode. This one has skeletons inside of it. Would you like to find 2 amethyst geodes? They're kind of like half amethyst geodes, so you can get 2 half amethyst geodes. Makes a total of 1 full geode. All you have to do is go to 2 matching coordinates, 228, 212, and then 212, 228. To show you that one in person, because it sounds unbelievable, here is the hole for, again, 212, 229. Let's just say 228 to keep things simple. And then over here, 228, 212. If you dig down from both those coordinates, you will find yourself 2 amethyst geodes at this perfect base that has the shipwreck, that has the everything else. Wow, how perfect. And that's before the fact that if we mention that this spawn point, which is already super rare and very hard to replicate, and again, I just feel like it's such a fun spawn point if you do intend to invite people to the world so you can mess them up. Again, it's a weird, wacky spawn, but if you go the other direction, if you go to the positive X but negative Z, you'll find yourself a mountain biome. This is the saddest mountain I've ever seen. I'm just going to admit it right now. It doesn't even have snow on top of it. It would have snow if you made it a little higher and then the rain activated. Actually, why take my word for it? We're playing Minecraft. We can activate the rain right now. Wow, it's raining over here, but literally 3 blocks above the surface, like here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4 blocks above the surface. As you can see, it's snowing, which is very interesting that you can have both the weathers at the same time. That's how weather in Minecraft works, but basically you can choose what parts of this biome snow and which parts of it rain. You can choose whether you want to find goats here or whether you want to get powdered snow and do some weird wacky things. And I think that is delightful, and you should think it's delightful too, because this has been Seed Sunday, and I hope that you enjoy one of Minecraft's wackiest seeds that I seriously cannot get over. It is a spawn that will ruin you, that you can't survive, but it has one little upside for anyone who does decide to spawn there, and that is the pretty little sounds that it makes. And if that's not enough to get you excited about Seed, I don't know what is. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, because I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.